So let's talk about my 24-week appointment on updating with baby boy. So everything is still good. My blood pressure is fine. His heartbeat was in the 150s. It was actually pretty funny because when she put the Doppler on to get the heartbeat, he was kicking right where the Doppler was sitting on my stomach. So she thought that was pretty funny that he is very active, was moving around, she could tell. So she said that's a very good sign. The only thing she was concerned about is when they measure your belly, if you're at 24 weeks, your measurement should be at 24. And sometimes it could be at 25, 26, like 2 above is fine, or sometimes like maybe 1 or 2 below. Like it's usually fine if it's in a certain range. But when she first measured me, I was at 20. She measured 29 and she's like, that's definitely not right. And then when she measured again, it said 27. So she said usually when you go 3 to 4 and you're not like in the range they really look at, then it's like kind of a concern to them. She said right now she's not too worried since I did have my ultrasound at 20 weeks and everything looked fine. She's not too concerned. But she said at my next appointment next month at my 28 weeks, if I'm still measuring 3 or 3.5 or 4 larger than what is normal for them, then they would want me to do an ultrasound just to make sure everything is okay with him and kind of figure out what's going on. She said there's 3 things that it could possibly be. Is 1, he's bigger than we expected. And she said that could be possible because when they did the ultrasound, he was like in the 80% range of being bigger at 20 weeks than normal babies are at that point. So she's like, he could just be a larger baby. 2 is that I just have more fat there. So that could be why that's measuring that way. Or the 3rd is there's more fluid around him than normal. So she said next appointment, if she sees that again, then that'll be their concern to say, okay, like let's figure out what is going on. And they would do an ultrasound to see how everything is, how he's doing, and just kind of check up on that. I did end up getting another glucose test that I have to do within these next couple weeks to make sure that I still don't have diabetes and those levels are still good. And she said at my next appointment for next month at 28 weeks, we will talk about getting blood drawn again to check all my levels for that to make sure that's all good as well. But right now she's not too concerned. Everything looks really, really good. She did not mention the ultrasounds later on. That was a different midwife. We have like 4 or 5 midwives in our practice. And the last midwife mentioned it, but she didn't mention it this time. But she did, again, mention getting ultrasound if the next time I come in, I'm measuring more than I should be. So I still think in the future, the extra ultrasounds are going to come up. And we are going to probably eventually do that just because of the preeclampsia. But really, it's just them being cautious, making sure they take every measurement to make sure like he's healthy and I'm healthy and everything during this pregnancy is going very good. And so far it is. So other than that, like little slight of her being somewhat concerned, she said, again, since I just had my ultrasound at 20 weeks, she's not too concerned because everything at that ultrasound and the anatomy scan was perfectly fine. He was perfectly healthy, exactly where he should be. So she's like, next time you come in, we'll keep it updated, see what we see how we feel, and kind of go from there. So I'm just happy that he's doing good, I'm doing good, he's moving every single day, kicking really hard, whatever he's doing there. My husband likes to say he's doing karate. He used to say that with Ivy, like, oh, she's just in there doing karate, and that's how I feel with him. Like, he is all over the place. But really, I'm just happy that we're both healthy and we're both doing good and there's not too much of a concern yet with the preeclampsia. And I'm just praying and hoping that it just keeps going in that direction and everything is good and there is nothing that's a red flag or that we have to worry about. So just thought I would update you guys since we went yesterday and sometimes I don't update right away and I don't want to forget anything. So that is my 24-week appointment update with you guys, and I will update you guys next month with more information that I get on what the next steps are going to be, just in case, they need to do an extra ultrasound for, maybe him being bigger or whatever concern that they might have.